Lee Hogan here, VIP boxing down at Rutter's gym in Rochdale with Big Al, Mr. Alex Rutter. Alex, where did you come up for the name for your gym, mate?
It's a bit original, isn't it? King Rutter's boxing. Couldn't think of nothing else, and I thought, okay, get the gym known, innit? You know what I mean?
And how long have you been in this place, mate?
Only since we opened in May.
May?
Oh, so start of May, no. I got the keys for the unit at the end of January. Yeah. And then it took me 10 or 12 weeks to get where it is. It was a shithole at first, you know what I mean? And then,
nice now.
Yeah, it's decent. I've still got to add a few things. I've just ordered a bigger ring, so we're going to have 2 rings. Got a full-size pro ring coming.
I believe you got an amateur side being set up as well, haven't you?
Yeah. Hopefully get affiliated at the end of September. Got like 15 amateurs who come in 3 times a week, got the pros, so it's going well, mate.
Yeah, I was watching you today, it was nice. I always like following the journey. I mean, you got to admit, your journey finished far too soon.
Yeah, it's 22, 23 years old, wasn't I?
and finished on a high. It was a fight that... It was a big step up for you. You fought at Victoria Warehouse, and it was for the Central Area Super Featherweight title against a last-minute opponent, but he was well up for it, Brad Bolton.
Yeah, tough lad.
But we did a head-to-head. Do you remember we did that head-to-head with Callum Diaz?
Yeah.
He was a replacement for Michael Gomez Jr.
Yeah.
You know?
I think I had about 3 different opponents for that fight. Do you know what I mean? 9, 10 years ago, that now, though.
But mate, hey, what a fight! What a fight! I mean, you'd only done, I think you'd done 1 6-rounder in your 9 fights previously. Yeah. Most of them were 4s, and the 6-rounder was a few fights back from there. So it wasn't like that was your last fight, and then you moved straight up to 6.
Yeah.
So, bit worried for you because the other kid, even though I don't think he was quite as experienced as you, as in fight-wise, I think he'd had a couple less than you.
Yeah.
But he had done 10 rounds, and he'd done 10 rounds in his 3rd fight against Robbie Barrett for the Central Area. I think it was a lightweight title he was fighting for then.
He went on to be British champion, Robbie Barrett, didn't he?
He did. So, you know, Brad Bolton was well experienced there. He'd done the rounds, and what I was impressed with you, mate, was the way you finished the fight. Cause I thought you did well early on. You took the lead early on, and I think he came back into the fight. And when you're thinking you might start taking over, it was where you took over in the rounds that you'd never done before. At a pace that was phenomenal, mate.
Yeah,
both of you.
It was a good fight, mate.
It was a brilliant fight.
Long time ago now, though.
Yeah.
I don't really remember it now. That much has happened in between.
So tell me what's happened in between. Why did you? Because you said, and I forgot. You were down at Robert Rimmer's where you met with Jake Dodd, who's here with you today. Yeah. And you were going to come back. Yeah,
I tried to come back a few times, Lee, to be honest with you, but I turned pro too early. I turned pro at 18, and I was like a little boy, and then I had my last fight when I was 22, 23. Thought I was missing out on life and going to do my own thing for 8 years. In them 8 years, I tried to come back a few times, just didn't have it no more. Do you know what I mean?
But was this all your intention to get back coaching?
Even when I was a fighter, I enjoyed. Obviously, I've got loads to learn as a coach. I've only just started. I've got loads to learn, and you never stop learning, do you? But
no.
Even when I was fighting, I always thought I read a fight better than my ability could do anyway. Like I've always been alright at teaching. So,
would you feel that was beneficial for you? Because you did have a few coaches, I mean, I remember speaking to you at Robert Rimmer's, at Pat Barrett's, and there was
I started turning pro with Bobby Rimmer. When I was 18. I think I had most of my career was with Bobby, to be honest. And then obviously I was with Pat Barrett and Paulie De Silva at Moston Collier's. I had a few fights with them. I think I had 7 fights with Bobby and 3 fights at Moston Collier's. But then in my 8 years that I didn't box until I opened this place, I was training with Matthew Watton, I trained with Rob Rimmer, I trained with Paulie. In a short space of time, even though I had 10 fights, I've been boxing since I was 8 years old, so I've learnt a lot off a variety of coaches.
No, I was listening to you today, and you was making a lot of sense when you were talking. I mean, I think the 2 lads that you've got with him, even though I have actually seen Jake fight on his debut, I've not seen Kildare fight yet, but they both seem to be very aggressive. Is that easy for you to coach with them there? Because I remember your fight with Brad Bolton when you won that title, and you know you were always very tall, 6'1" as a super featherweight. You were silly tall, And I always thought you'd be, and you were a nice boxer, but I think your best asset in that fight was your inside work.
Yeah, I do like teaching, but to be honest with you, today was a graph session, so you're not going to see a lot of the technical stuff, but technical tomorrow.
Oh, it's good for me.
Yeah, it'd be a technical session.
Good for the camera.
Yeah, good for the camera. So it's Mondays and Wednesdays and Fridays we train hard, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays it's technical.
Yeah.
But to be honest, they are aggressive and they're a joy to train, but I like teaching defence because I learnt loads of defence in the time that I was at Mostyn and Colliers and with Paulie.
I was going to say Paulie's big on that as well, isn't he?
Yeah, and I think it's so important. Like, don't get me wrong, I think there's a time where you need to be aggressive as a pro and physical and all that, but I think your defence is your most important. But I'm trying to teach these now because they both got the same kind of style. I want them to be aggressive. But clever and punch off the defence and catch and counter and be cute inside. Like, that's what I think they'll be good at. Do you know what I mean?
I think you might be right there, mate. I think it's going to be a fun journey with them too.
Yeah, and, definitely. And with friends as well. That's what's I've known Kildare since we was 10 years old. We used to spar. I remember I was 13 and Kildare was 11 or 12, and he just won the schoolboys. And brought him down to spar me. And he looked the same as us. Now he had a beard and everything. And so he did me friends, so it's perfect that they've asked me.
2 years later, he had a couple of kids.
Yeah. Now he's got 6. But for my mates to ask me to train them, it's an honour. Do you know what I mean? And I enjoy it. I enjoy training them.
Well, it looked like that's what I liked more than anything. You seem to have a good repair with the lads here, and it seemed like even though it was hard graft. It seemed very enjoyable, and that's what you've got to make it. You've got to make it a bit of fun, haven't you?
They do everything that I ask, you know what I mean? They don't cut corners, so it makes my job that a little bit easier, do you know what I mean? Everything that I ask, they do, so... I'm just starting my journey as well, so I'm learning.
Are you enjoying that then?
I've really enjoyed, I'll be honest with you, I enjoy this more than the fighting. Don't get me wrong, I miss fighting, but I enjoy this part of it more than the fighting, to be honest with you.
Because obviously the connection with Steve is not only was he a foreign manager, but he's your dad's boss as well.
Yeah, my dad works with Steve.
There for many years, hasn't he?
Yeah, my dad works with Steve. He managed me from being 18 until the end of my career, and now the lads are going to be managed by him, so it's a good story, isn't it, really? It
is a good story.
Steve's a good guy, though, Steve, you can trust Steve 100%.
Yeah, that's the best thing about Steve. He's honest as the day's long, isn't he? And
it's nice, you don't really get that in boxing, and Steve is an honest, good guy. So
yeah, well, boxing loses if he didn't have a proper business, but that pays for his boxing. But he loves it. It's his hobby, isn't it?
Yeah, boxing's a good sport, isn't it? That's
makes some great. But there's good people in boxing, isn't it? Like you just said, these are your mates.
Yeah.
Going to work with your mates every day.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
How fun is that?
That's what I mean. It's an honour for me, for my mates to ask me, do you know what I mean? Because I've only just started. Yeah. So, but we gel well.
Who do you go to then? Because you've got good connections in the Northwest. You can walk into any gym, they all know who you are. Who do you go to for advice, or who do you listen to when you're in the gym? Because I always like to listen. You pick some great words of wisdom. Who's the guy that you phone up every now and then and go?
Well, to be honest, I've not really spoke with in my time probably from 2020 after lockdown. I've not really spoke to anyone in boxing other than seeing them at a show or at Jolly Boys or something like that. So I've only just come back into boxing now. So obviously them connections were made again. I've not really been speaking to anyone in boxing for a long time, but we've been going down to Matt Vinyenko's gym sparring.
Top man. Top gym as well.
I used to go sparring at his gym. We were talking about it the other day because I took Jake sparring, and I used to go down sparring his lads 10, 15 years ago when he first started coaching. So. Boxing is good, isn't it? You meet good people and everyone stays in contact when you're back into boxing. So, but I just learn from constantly on YouTube and just learn as you go on.
What's the biggest thing that you've learned in these last 6 months since you've been active at it? That you think, okay, I never thought of it that way. Because you think of boxing, now you're a coach, you think of it a different way as you were as a fighter. Totally so what's the one thing that you go, I wish I would have known that when I was...
Me telling them I when to rest because they're 100 miles an hour. Like, a fighter doesn't know when to stop, do they? They just want to train. And now it's a bit weird because I'm saying, no, we'll have a day off, or don't do your run tonight, we've got an hour session tomorrow, and telling them to eat, where I was the opposite. I used to starve myself. Yeah. And I'm telling them, no, you need to fuel your body. And it's like going back full circle, where I used to not eat nothing to make weight. Where I'm to now.
So I mean, I know it's hindsight and we can't go back in time, but would you have loved to go back in time and what would you do different in your own career?
I would and I wouldn't, because maybe it's got me to this point now, because I turned pro at 8. One of my biggest things I wish I would have turned pro at, say, 22, 23 when I stopped boxing.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I don't regret nothing, because this might be my calling. Do you know what I mean? I don't know, but all I'm going to do is help the lads, and then hopefully the gym will produce amateur champions, professional champions, and I'll help all the lads on the way. So an exciting future, eh, mate? Yeah, hopefully, mate. Yeah, just we're learning on the job, and we'll go from there, mate. Yeah. And now we can say Big Al. I hated that name when I was fucking boxing. Now I know. You're about 15 stone. 15 stone now, mate. Yeah, my last fight. Good shape. 9 stone 3. I'm fucking 15 stone now. You look a lot healthier, mate. Let's put it that way. But it's been a pleasure, mate. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's always nice to catch up. We have, like I say, I see your dad all the time, and he told me about this place, and you was getting it up and running. I was chuffed for you, mate. And I've come down here, and it's lived up to my expectations, mate. We've still got things to add, and I'm changing a few things. We're taking the track out and stuff, but we don't really need it. And we've got a bigger ring coming, so we're gonna have 2 rings. The mirrors are coming. It's just slow and steady, mate. And the mirrors are just for you, aren't they? Yeah, just for me. I say it's for them, shadow boxing, but it's for me, really. You take care, kiddo. You too, mate. I'll see you on the 6th with Jake down in Blackpool, mate. Yeah, definitely, mate. Yeah. Take care. Nice one, pal. Bye. Cheers, mate.
For all boxing info, news, and latest interviews, amateur and pro across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.